A controversial nightclub in southeast Baltimore has been shut down.
And we are talking about the Voltage nightclub inside what used to be Baltimore Travel Plaza. Last month, it was the liquor board that revoked the club's license after a number of violent incidents were right there.
And the club's owner challenged that ruling. But as ABC 2 News' Christian Schaefer tells us tonight, a new deal with the liquor board has turned the lights out at Voltage for good.
There used to be a sign that read Voltage on the front of the old Baltimore Travel Plaza. Now it's gone. A much smaller sign on the front door tells the story. The club will never open again.
I would go beyond nuisance and say that it was a threat to public safety to the citizens of Baltimore.
Police and local residents detailed several violent incidents, including this shooting inside the club, which happened last year. Last month, the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City revoked the club's license. Days later, a circuit court judge issued a stay, and Voltage was allowed to remain open until its court date in July. Now, the liquor board and the club's owner, Louis Principio, have reached an agreement. Principio will get his license back in return for a promise not to reopen Voltage.
We decided that in the interest of public safety, the best thing to do now is, if he's willing to close his doors forever at Voltage, we're going to let him do that.
Principio's attorney said he still doesn't believe the club was any less safe than other places where large crowds gather.
He was trying to provide what he knew. He knew how to put it together. He knew how to assemble it, how to make it eye attractive. He knew the type of things that people would like to come to.
Later this year, a judge could have overturned the liquor board's decision, which would have allowed the club to stay open for good. By agreeing to close, Principio gets to keep his license, which Steve Fogelman says he might be able to sell for as much as $50,000 to $75,000. Principio's attorney admitted he never anticipated the pushback from people who live near the old Travel Plaza.
And it was thought that where it was initially was away from the communities, but it seemed like no matter what, there was a time that he would not be able to, satisfy the community behind him.
Now, Louis Principio could take that license and use it to open a new club at another location. However, he would have to go back before the liquor board again to do that. Given that and the value of that license, it is quite likely that Principio has now opened and closed his last club in Baltimore. Reporting from Southeast Baltimore, Christian Schaefer, ABC 2 News.
Well, the Baltimore City nightclub that's been a thorn in the side of city police and the liquor board for some time was forced to shut down today, but the owner, who is no stranger to the city club scene, gets to keep his liquor license. 11 News reporter George Lettuce is live outside of Voltage nightclub in southeast Baltimore to explain. So, George, how does that happen?
Yeah, Donna, here's the short answer. Last month, the city revoked the license, the liquor license. The club owner appealed that decision, and so the city was concerned that the appeal process would allow the club to operate for months and months. So today, a deal was struck to shut the club down, but not necessarily the club owner's liquor license. After a dance floor shooting last year that was caught on surveillance video, and reports of its owner, Louis Principio, spraying patrons with mace from a golf cart in the parking lot, Voltage nightclub, which took up a big space within the old Baltimore Travel Plaza near I-95, has lost its spark for good. As part of an agreement today between the city liquor board and Principio, Voltage will shut down in exchange for allowing Principio to keep his liquor license, but only if he does not open another club in this location.
I believe he will sell the license. That's certainly how it was framed to us in correspondence by his lawyers.
Principio, who used to own longtime Baltimore hotspot Hammerjacks, could still open up a new place in southeast Baltimore if he changes his mind. But Liquor Board Chairman Stephen Fogelman says it would not be an easy public hearing.
He's got a track record. That's a question the next board will have to answer. But I'm sure if he wanted to continue to be a licensee in the city of Baltimore, it would be a very interesting and contested matter.
Cab driver Greg Gibson is not sad to see Voltage vanish. He often refused customers coming out of there.
Like I said, they would be acting too disorderly for me. So, I just didn't. I don't like transporting people that are acting disorderly.
According to a note on the doors of Voltage, the club has, quote, decided to work with downtown nightclub Paparazzi to carry on the Voltage experience there by putting on weekly events, the first of which is April 17th. Not so, says Paparazzi owner Brian Winfield, who wants nothing to do with Voltage or Louis Principio.
The amount of violations and things that he has going on with him, and right now we have a clean slate with the city and the liquor board. We're not trying to do anything to damage our name or reputation.
No attempts to reach Mr. Principio and his lawyers for comment were unsuccessful tonight. Meanwhile, the note that was on the doors here a few hours ago has since been taken down. We're live in Southeast Baltimore. George Lattis, WBAL, TV 11 News.
George, thanks. Well,
in a surprise decision today, the city's liquor board agreed to return the liquor license to Baltimore's Voltage nightclub. It was just a month ago when the board revoked the club's license, saying the public safety required it. The club, which is located in the O'Donnell Street Travel Plaza, was the scene of a violent attack last year when a club goer was gunned down right on the dance floor, as you can see in this video right there. Today, the board reversed its decision and gave the coveted liquor license back.
There is no law requiring us to make a decision to reconsider a violation sentence in a public hearing, but as a courtesy to the public, the board will, for the first time today, indeed reconsider our decision.
As part of the agreement, the club will not be allowed to reopen in the same location and will pay a $3,000 fine.